Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Love is Blind, Season 6, Episode 8. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Share it on the Twitter. Share it in your Facebook groups. Share it with your coworkers, honey. Just share it if you get anything out of the content. Now, child, let's get into it if we're going to get into it. Chelsea and Jimmy. So they're going to see each other's apartments, right? They're going to Chelsea's apartment first. Her roommate shows up. She's bubbly. She brings some bubbly, aka champagne, for them to toast to her being engaged. Jimmy don't like that roommate at all. He said, yeah, she was team too much. I could never live here. Honey, it's two Chelseas. What you gonna do? So they go to Jimmy's place next. And they ain't even look around Chelsea's apartment. I said, what is going on? Well, at least they didn't show it. Jimmy's place was nice. Neither of them have enough space, though, or so he claims. He just don't, child. I think he just don't want Chelsea in his space and in his face, because a one bedroom, she would be looking right up under him. Why are you not talking to me after meetings? You just sent an email and you didn't tell me you love me when you press send. Oh, child, she would get on my nerves. But really and truly, Chelsea won't be there much because she's a flight attendant, if she even takes any flights, because you know she's gonna want to watch Jimmy all day and night if they should make it. Moving forward, AD and Clay. So they go to Clay's home, right? And when he was putting that pin code in outside, why he was hiding it from AD, I said, baby, you ain't gonna get it now. You are not getting it now. AD, he is hiding that pin code from you. I said, baby, Clay is something else. That would have instantly turned me off. Because why are you hiding your passcode? You don't want me to get in your door? Sir, you know you can change it, right? Anyway, he was acting like she was a fired employee. You know how they changed the passcode once they fire an employee so they won't be able to come back into the building? That's exactly how he was treating her, honey. He done fired her. So he said he got his house when he was 21. And I thought his place was really nice. I'm really surprised. These people have some really nice homes. I think this is the nicest set of homes that I've seen between Love is Blind and Married at First Sight ever. These homes are really, really nice. So, you know, he was just saying that he likes his peace, but he can see her all moved in. Clay, who are you trying to convince? Huh? Because I don't think you want her all moved in at all. Clay's place really told a different story, though. It told a different story about him. I was very impressed. I was expecting him to have a typical bachelor pad with about 2 or 3 chairs and a bar stool. But he had that place decked out like he had a whole family. I said, what is going on in here? Jeremy and Laura. So they go to Jeremy's place. They went to his place first. He's showing her around the garage and how he used to have long hair, how he used to wrestle. So they go inside and the place was pristine. Baby, it does not even look like Jeremy lives there. Do you hear me? It doesn't look like he's ever stepped foot inside that home. It looked staged. You know how you go and see the model homes when you want to purchase a home and they tell you just go through there, but the garage is really an office? That's exactly how it looked. So, Jeremy, I owe you an apology as well. Okay, but I'm going to get you together towards the end of episode 9. But for right now, I owe you an apology because on one of my reviews, I said that I doubted that you had a robot vacuum going at all times. But baby, you proved me wrong. His place was spotless. So his mom left a little note. It was like a card saying that she was happy for the two of them. And I thought that was so sweet. She should have left a card saying, don't be a cheater. Moving forward. Side note. Me and Jeremy have the same silverware because she was looking in his drawer and she was like, this silverware is so cute. It is, girl. You can get it on Amazon. So Laura is looking through the place and even she can't believe how immaculate it is. I said, child, he fooled the hell out of me. There were a lot of shocking moments in episodes 8 and 9. I'm surprised he even let Laura wear her shoes in the house. I said, oh, you letting her wear her shoes? Okay. So they go into his bedroom. He shows her his CPAP. And I was like, oh my gosh, honey, I hope I do not have to wear a CPAP that covers my nose like that. I feel like I'm not going to be able to breathe. Now, I know this ain't got nothing to do with me. That's neither here nor there. That's just a side note. But, oh, child, oh, honey, they're going to have to invent something new. Kenneth and Brittany. So they go to his place. Child, he has salt and a box of saltines. Okay, I said, baby, you ain't never there and you don't buy food or whatever it is that you do, but there's nothing in there. They sit down on the couch and he jumps right on that phone. What is on that phone? Are you one of those mindless scrollers? What are you doing on that phone? Who is the person on the other end of that phone? Because let me tell you something. Yes, you're a principal. So they say, honey, and I ain't buying nothing that's going on. But you don't have to be on that phone 24 hours a day. I've never seen a principal on the phone all night long. And I've dated an administrator before. And he had time for me to look me in my face and not be on the phone 24 hours a day. And you ain't fooling me, Kenneth. You are really showing that you are 25 wrapped in a 12-year-old's mental state. So he asked how she was feeling. Neglected. Well, honey, let's see what she had to say. And again, why can't you get off that damn phone? So she was like, I'm excited. I believe that relationships have to have balance because in the DR, you seemed peaceful. Girl, that's because he ain't had that phone. She was like, there was just an aura around you. But here you seem kind of distant. He was in La La Land. That's why. He did not have any responsibilities at the moment. And on top of that, he wasn't looking at his phone 24 hours a day. You know, people get real different on them vacations. If you want to see what a person is really like, take them on vacation and then bring them back to the real world. You will see that they are totally different. She said, I just feel like you were so much more upbeat. So then she says, I was so chipper this morning waking up and I was like, good morning, baby. And you rolled over and said, hey, those one-word answers are probably why he was still single, amongst other things. So he's saying that, she's overanalyzing things because he doesn't do that at night. So when he's going to do those things and not be so extroverted, she needs to give him some grace. Kenneth, we watched you behave the exact same way last episode on that damn boat. So what are you talking about? Now, granted, you could not be a morning person. I understand it. But truth be told, it seems like the excitement and the newness has worn off. That's what it seems like. And it seems like you went in there looking for something and you didn't get what you wanted. And so now you're gaslighting the hell out of Brittany as she sits in her glasses watching you lie. It's a lie. So he tries to twist it around on her, saying that she's not always going to be so chipper. You're not always going to be like, good morning either. Kenneth, seriously, you know what she means. You got me turning my nose up at you and I don't like it. Okay, I was scrunched up the entire time I was watching him. I was like, boy, if you don't go away. He said, I just want you to give me some grace. Y'all always want some grace. That's what you crave is grace. They need to have a show for men like you that want grace. Y'all always doing some foolishness and then wanting somebody to forgive you real quick. Child, please. Moving forward. He said, I'm just ready to be normal, go to work, come home to each other, stuff like that. Anyway, in the next scene, Chelsea is at the shared apartment and her friends come over. Chelsea loved to run up to somebody. I was like, Chelsea, it's not even that far to walk, girl. Just go over there. Just walk to him. Gosh, dog. So they're looking at her ring, asking how the experiment went and if she was interested in him the whole time because they go outside to talk. And she was like, everybody was interested in him. Is that what you think? Girl, I know that ring ain't got you thinking that. Everybody was interested in Jimmy? Okay. She said, yeah, he was a hot commodity. So then she mentioned Trevor and how they were in the pods and how she liked him as well. And they would always just laugh and how Trevor didn't want to date anybody but her. She was like, yeah, and he had a mullet and he told me he loved me. And I was just shocked. But then she tells them. Now, this was the part that confused me. They asked her how she felt seeing him. She tells them, I haven't seen him yet. And it sucks because I loved him. You loved who? You say what now? You loved Trevor? The one you gave that bracelet to, who was tapping it, and you weren't even wearing yours? You loved him? When did this start? Chelsea, you got a little line problem. And I have seen it countless times throughout the episodes. So they asked her if she thought that he looked how she thought he would. And she said no. And child, neither did you. So she said he's always on his phone and he hasn't kissed her once today. And apparently he done saw a picture of Jessica, Netflix, or whoever is producing this. Let me get you together real quick. Do not do these things off camera. This was the moment that we've all been waiting for. Do you understand that we have been watching this with bated breath, waiting for Jessica and Jimmy to interact, waiting for JJ to see each other? So she says she feels like seeing Jessica is messing with him. Child, and is. How y'all go a whole day without no kiss? I was confused at that. I said, did y'all wake up together a whole entire day and no kiss? Okay. But when he came skipping down those stairs, oh, Opie. When he came skipping down those stairs and her friends were looking how they was looking like, really, Chels? That's what you think makes sense? Oh, baby, I thought that was so funny. So they're asking him what made him decide on Chelsea. I'm not even going to say it because we've already beaten a dead horse, but we all know what made him decide on Chelsea. So Jimmy starts telling him about Jessica, and he was like, I really don't want to say her name. She's like, no, say it. It's fine. All right, now, Chelsea, don't get mad when he says her name, okay? Listen, I don't want to sound like Destiny's Child, but when he says her name, I don't want to hear nothing about it because you said it was okay. That's what you like to do. You like to pretend like everything's fine, and then when he does it, you get upset. So they start talking about the amount of kids that they want and if he believes in going to bed angry. So he tells them that they did have one argument and he did say sorry. She said, no, he communicates so well. How does he communicate well, Chelsea, when he ignores you for hours on his phone, according to you? Is he communicating telepathically? How is he communicating with you so well? Huh? Say what? Oh, okay. Moving forward. They said Jimmy looks nothing like her typical type. Trevor is her typical type. And Jessica is his typical type. Now, how he pulling a Jessica, I have no idea. He brings up the comparison, and they chimed in and co-signed that people do say that she looks like Megan Fox. Now, they also said someone else too, but I can't remember who it was. But they said someone else, and they said Megan Fox. And I don't think that she resembles either of those ladies. But that's just me. So she goes, well, he thought I was lying. Well, child, he wasn't the only one. But at least your friends backed you up, so that's good. So they asked if Chelsea was his type, and he said, no, she is my type. She's perfect. And again, you got a little line problem. She's perfect to you? She's your type? Okay. Johnny and Amy. So they go to her place, and she's showing him her crystals and her grandfather's pictures, and Johnny is telling her that he's ready to buy a house because he's tired of renting and spending so much money. She was down for that. She said, I'm cool with that. He wants to retire early. So he asked her if she was okay with living frugally. I'm down with that, Johnny. I like that because I want to retire at 45. So for me, I thought that was a very mature mindset. You want to retire early, so you make the sacrifices now so that you can live comfortably later. Now, like I said, I want to retire at 45, so fingers crossed, honey. I only got 4 more years. 4 more years of reviews. And that's it. So they start talking about the kids that they want to have. She wants to wait another 5 years. Of course, he wants that because he wants to travel and things like that. I like that they are having real conversations. It's very refreshing to see that they aren't just kissing and saying, I love you every 5 minutes. I thought that was great. She said if they did have a kid, that it was going to be okay. I mean, they might not be the best, financially, but it's going to be fine. He said, no, I don't want that, period. So you need to be on birth control. She was like, yeah, well, there's always a vasectomy. Okay, he can get that thing reversed if need be. They're not sexually active at the moment. So I was incorrect when I said on episode 7 that they had consummated their marriage. They have not. They're not sexually active. She is not ready to get on birth control. The hormones do a lot to you, and they do. They cause blood clots. It's so many side effects, but to each their own. You do what makes you happy. She likes that she doesn't have to have all those things pumped into her body and have all those side effects. So she said it's a really huge decision for a woman to make, and it is. But I still don't understand why he can't just wear a condom. I know condoms are not 100%, but at the same time, you still need to put one on. Kenneth and Brittany. So baby, they at home. They're talking about her waking up, right? He woke her up in the middle of the night when she had to be up for work a few hours later. She said that he had not been home. He said, no, I went to get my hair twisted. I went to see my mentor, and I was calling you every step of the way. Would your mentor happen to be named Shaq? Is your mentor Shaquille? Now, if y'all don't know where I got that from, I'm asking because Shaquille from Married at First Sight was married to Kirsten, and he had these mentees. And to hear, and he was in education also. So to hear Kenneth say that he went to go see his mentor made me think, did you go see Shaquille? Charlie, y'all ain't fooling me. So anywho, he said he was calling her every step of the way. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. What kind of twist are you getting that you got to be out all damn night? He was like, I don't want that one night to change the way you look at me. So here's where it went left, y'all. She's telling him that they don't have the crave in their marriage that they did on the honeymoon and in the pods, but everything else, it aligns. Everything else is cool. He said, oh, okay, so you don't like me. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, so you don't have the crave for me. Nice to hear that. Well, if you don't have it, that's just you. He said he tries and she brushes him off. He said he doesn't feel like Brittany is being introspective. Kenneth always finds a way to flip it back on Brittany. When I tell you he is a master at gaslighting, he wants her to be introspective, but he lacks listening skills and being receptive to her feelings. All she's telling you is that there is an issue and she needs you to validate her feelings in this moment. So he's going on, but he's not hearing what she's saying. She is telling you that something is missing. She said, well, I mean, we barely kiss or even make out. So she starts crying and she's saying, it's upsetting her because she wants to experience what she felt in the pods and it's just not happening. She's being vulnerable. And then he said, what I'm hearing is you like the caliber of man that I am, but you don't feel this and this is not enough to be married. So I don't understand what you're going to do. Like, you don't feel that crave. Kenneth starts saying, what God has for me, I'm going to be prepared for, and what God has for you. Don't bring God into your mess. Do not bring God into your gaslighting, okay? You're trying to flip the script and confuse her. She's standing there clearly, visibly upset. Instead of you taking a beat and treating her like you have any empathy for her. You were cold, you were callous, and you were cruel. Now, I hear him. But I also feel like he was looking for an excuse and a way out. She's pouring her heart out to him and he's scrolling on his dang on phone. Then he looks up and he says, you good? He said, look, this ain't gonna work. But I want you to find a person for you. I'm gonna find a person for me. Give me a hug so you know it ain't no beef. Takes his phone and walks upstairs. Now, let me just say this. You have a right to not want to be involved with someone. That is your right. But you also can treat the person like you cared anything about them once. They didn't have this huge falling out. She was just telling him what she felt like was missing. So for him to simply just brush it off like, girl, you'll be fine. What God has for me, it is for me. Do not drag God into this. So he walks on upstairs. I was like, damn, that was cold as ice. It was real cut and dry. I felt so bad for her. She was really just standing there and I could tell she felt so vulnerable and wide open. She just standing there crying and he's scrolling on his phone. He goes upstairs and calls his homeboy. I don't know if he said, hey, bro, or hey, babe. I don't know what he said, but he said he was finna pack his things and come up over there. You couldn't wait to do that. You couldn't wait. Y'all really be wasting people's time. And see, this is really upsetting because you robbed her of her experience. She could have talked to someone else and potentially fell in love with them. Or because I don't think these people be in love. But she could have taken another avenue. So for you to come out acting like, oh, you're just so beautiful and then just flip like that, that's scary. Brittany, girl, you dodged a bullet, honey. I am so disappointed in Kenneth. You on my list, baby. You right there with the rest of them. Moving forward. I was just thinking, y'all, like, wow, one conversation and he's like, okay, it's over. This isn't going to work. You didn't even try. You were definitely not ready for marriage. You're just playing with people's time. Chelsea and Jimmy. So they're in the kitchen. She's asking how he felt about her friends. He said they were really sweet. You can tell a lot about a person by the company that they keep. She said, yeah, I was happy to hear that because, I was worried about you today. He was like, worried about me? He said my lip was hurting. No, but I was just so worried about you. Plus, you didn't even acknowledge me being here all day. Okay, Chelsea, just say that instead of always leading with, are you okay? That passive aggressive mess is some BS. Please stop doing that. Just say what you're upset about. It's childish. Are you okay? You did the same thing when y'all were on the honeymoon when he talked to AD. You get back to the room and pretend like he's upset. He's not upset. You are the only one always worried about something. So he starts making an excuse about work and she brings up him not kissing her at all that day. So he said, well, I was working, but I did kiss you. I kissed you like 3 times. Now, I know this may be an unpopular opinion or whatever y'all gonna say, child, but Chelsea is needy as hell. She said after their conversation about Jess and him seeing a picture of her, she's wondering if the picture caused him to start acting funny. He said, actually, Jeremy is the one that hit me up. He showed me her picture on Instagram and said she looked like a Kardashian, and he just wanted to, just fill me in. And I wanted to fill you in. She said, no, I just felt like after seeing her, I was just thinking like maybe you thought you made a mistake. He said, no, I 100% didn't. I'm happy with my decision. Why is Jeremy being messy? Jeremy, you a low down scumbucket. You are on my list as well. What is wrong with y'all? Why are you searching for the women that you didn't get to see in the pods? Why are you doing that? And Jimmy, stop lying. You know dang on well you are living with regrets. And it's not because Chelsea is not an attractive lady. So now she's upset about the way he says I love you. Oh my goodness, Chelsea, nobody's going to put up with constant nagging. Jess to the side. Forget about Jessica. Let's take her out of the equation. Nobody is going to put up with this constant nagging and whining that Chelsea does. It is like a toddler. It really is. It's too much. You're panicking because he saw that picture and now you're nitpicking the hell out of him. Calm down. You are going to talk yourself into a frenzy. How do I know? I've been there. Calm yourself down. So he said he proposed because he really wanted her. And she said, well, you don't make me feel like it. And, he said, well, I'm not going to be able to tell you I love you 24 hours a day. Like, I'm not going to be able to do that. He said, your ring is not your entire identity. Like, what is going on? But then he turns around and calls her clingy. Well, baby, what'd he say that for? Child, she had a full-on meltdown. Clingy? Clingy? That's rude. Clingy? That's rude. Why would you say that? She's uncomfy, not clingy. Baby, Chelsea is uncomfy. Oh, I'm not finna play. He said he told her he loved her more than any other man has told their fiance. Child, this is crazy. She was like, well, I've given you 100% and I just feel like crap. I really do. She's like, I don't want to be with someone who's going to call me clingy, especially after giving me a ring. Like, especially. So, child, he steady trying to explain himself. They going back and forth and back. She said, the second you saw Jessica, now I'm clingy. Chelsea, calm down. You're projecting. And yes, you are clingy. It's ridiculous at this point. So she brings up everything that they've done together and how she watches TV with him and how they went upstairs to have sex. Baby, he said, this man said, yeah, and since you brought up sex, you wanted it. And I also want a breather from that too. Wow, that's low. When I tell you, I would have packed up what little dignity I had and I would have left to let a Jimmy, looking how he looking, tell me that he would like to take a breather from sex with me. There is no damn way that I would sit in his presence another second. Not another minute, not another second, not another. I would be gone. I would be absolutely out of there. So she walks away. I was like, this is crazy. Chelsea, just hang it up, baby, because it does not seem like this conversation is going anywhere. He packs his things. He leaves to go back to his apartment while she sits on the couch and cries. What is happening? That could have all been avoided, but here we are. In the next scene, Jessica goes to meet with Laura. Laura was asking about her daughter and whatnot, even though she really didn't care. She just wanted to get to the mess. She said her daughter was happy. She told her about Jimmy. She was like, oh, he didn't choose you? Like, is he insane? Does he need medication? Is he okay? And that kind of stuff. So Laura asked if she had seen Jimmy. Come to find out. Okay, everybody lying. This whole season, besides Amy and Johnny, is a web of deceit. A web of deceit. So listen, come to find out, y'all, the day that they got back, he sent her a friend request. Damn. He ain't even unpack his suitcase good. He already on Instagram sending friend requests. And how did he know to do that? Courtesy of Jeremy, the other fool. So she said, yeah, it took me too long to respond. And then he withdrew it and then put his profile on private. But I had already seen it. So he was like being real petty. So Laura said, well, if you saw him, what would you say? She said, well, I would have some questions. Because, since then I've been trying to heal. Heal? After like 10 days? What do y'all be on? It doesn't even make sense to say out loud. I've been trying to heal. So Jess asked her if Chelsea and Jimmy were in love. Laura said, yeah, I think so. So then she says to Jessica, well, you know, Sarah Ann DM'd Jeremy and told him if he changed his mind that she would be there, and he liked it. So then Jessica goes, well, he just liked it and then he showed it to you. He was forthcoming. So I'm team Jimmy. Jimmy? So Laura's like, girl, you mean team Jeremy? She goes outside to do a little confessional. She said, I mean, he's going to forever hold a place in my heart. I would be lying if I said that I didn't still get butterflies from our conversations. Child, this is messy as hell. She says she has dreams about their combos. She then tells Laura, yeah, I went and did some digging, girl, and all of his exes look like me. Now I have some questions. Number one, how on earth is Jimmy getting these women, or any women for that matter? Jess, why are you digging, looking for things that pertain to him? You are working my nerves, Jessica, acting like you're better than Chelsea because of your looks. Now, I know everybody might think differently, but I do not like how she sits and, well, I mean, they all look like me, and you're going to need your EpiPen if you're going to do this and you're going to do that. I don't understand it. So Laura was like, well, if he wants to see you, would you see him? She said, yeah, I would. Laura is despicable. Despicable me, baby. She is despicable and she is messy. And that was the end of the episode. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. What did you think about Kenneth just flipping the switch like that? Standing in front of Brittany as she cried and having zero emotions. It's like he was a robot. That was insane. But y'all come right back because episode 9 was something else. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.